So this is the final session. Are you ready? Those at the back, can I please have your attention? I know travel plans, you have to plan your travel, and I request you all to settle down because I'm going to be reading out the introduction and it gives me great pride in doing this. So here I go, and please pay attention as we listen to the life of someone who has had an incredible journey of his own and who has done this for us as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, at SouthCon 2026, you and I are going to listen now to Lt Gen KJS Dhillon Param Vishesh Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal, Yuddha Seva Medal, Vishesh Seva Medal, commissioned into the 4th Battalion, the Rajputana Rifles in December 1983. And his service spanning 4 decades has held various appointments in combat zones and senior administrative capacity. Lt Gen Dhillon is an alumni of NDA and has attended prestigious courses, of course, at Madrid, Spain, and in different parts of the world. He has served a total of 8 tenures in counter-insurgency, counter-terrorism operational areas, of which 6 are in Kashmir Valley and a tenure each in Jammu region and Manipur in Northeast. He has a distinction of commanding the always active in operation Chinar Corps, responsible for military operations on the line of control and within the Kashmir Valley during the most challenging environment of Pulwama IED blast, Balakot airstrikes, and the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A. His peace initiatives in Kashmir Valley like Operation Ma, Talim Se Tarakki, Hamsaya Hai Hum, ensured that more than 50 young Kashmiri boys who had joined terrorism returned home willingly and weaned them away from terrorism and drugs and brought them into the national mainstream. We are so proud that you're here with us. He is MSc, MPhil, and PhD. He's presently the chairperson, Board of Governors of Indian Institute of Technology, Mandi, appointed by the Honorable President of India. Post his superannuation, Lt Gen Dhillon has authored a debut book of his life, which is a national bestseller already. Kitne Ghazi Aaye, Kitne Ghazi Gaye. The book has been adjudged the winner in the popular choice non-fiction category. His second book, Wafadari, Imandari, War Room to the Boardroom, is already a bestseller. And his third book, ladies and gentlemen, Operation Sindoor, the untold story of India's deep strikes inside Pakistan, released in September 25, and I urge you to buy it and read it, is opened as a bestseller and is making waves. A motivational speaker, a leadership guide at various universities, colleges, schools. What an honor that Retd, Karnataka has managed to get this gentleman. I welcome you onto the stage with a round of applause and a lot of respect. बहुत सारे इज्जत और प्यार के साथ मैं आपको बुलाना चाहूँगी. Thank you so much. Thank you. And on behalf of the entire audience, thank you, soldier, for being with us. Take your seats and take this talk away. It's over to him right now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The sound is okay? Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful introduction. And thank you, Mr. Bhaskar, Mr. Mahavir, and all the dignitaries. I may not know the names, for inviting me today to speak to Retd Con 2026. What am I doing here? What a soldier is doing amongst people of real estate business. Most of you must be wondering this when ma'am was introducing my profile. Here I would like to take your attention to something which you do and which is essential for your business and which is essential for me. You hold the trust of your investors, of your home buyers, who have spent their entire life's earnings and given it to you with the faith that you will do good to them. When I say I mean the soldiers, the military, the army, the defense forces. We hold the trust of 140 crore Indians. That whatever we do, it will be in the best interest of everyone, so that they can sleep peacefully at home, they can do their business peacefully, and your trust is based on his lifetime's investment. Our trust is based on his life. Now that is the sort of similarities in your business and my business. And when I stand here today, I understand I am talking to the southern India's top-notch real estate builders who are providing hopes and homes to millions and millions of Indians in this part of the world. And I also understand this CREDI Con 2026 is specifically engaging with Tier 2 cities. That is where most of the India lives, Tier 2 cities and the villages. And everyone is graduating to Tier 2 to Tier 1. I will talk to you on leadership, I will talk to you about motivation, I will talk to you about teams, I will talk to you about initiatives, I will talk to you about faith, confidence, trust, transparency. And let's start with leadership. You all are a leader in your own small world. Somebody is having a team of 10 people, somebody is having a team of 1,000 people, somebody is having a team of 5,000 people. A lot of people would tell you leaders are born, some would tell you leaders can be trained. In my opinion, leaders are neither born, leaders are not trained, leaders emerge. If leaders were born, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's son would have been a leader. If leaders were born, Nelson Mandela's offspring would have been a leader. Leaders emerge from difficult situations. And I'll give you an example. Major Pradeep is here. He was my colleague when I was commanding a corps in Kashmir in 2019-20. There was an operation in January of 2020 in southern Kashmir in a place called Mahadev Ridge. It's a hill range. Same Mahadev Ridge where Pahalgam terrorists were shot down subsequently after Pahalgam. It is January 2020. We got information that there are 5-6 terrorists hiding in a cave in the upper reaches of this Mahadev Ridge. A small team led by a captain, young captain of 25, 28 years of age, 10 to 12 boys, soldiers, they approached this hideout in the night, about 15 to 20 feet of snow. They walked the whole night and they reached that cave. Till now, the surprise was maintained, there was no problem. This young captain, who was leader of the team, he had various soldiers. Can I have a bottle of water? He had various soldiers with him, and one of the soldiers was just about 20 years of age. He was 3 years service in the army and was in Kashmir for the first time in his life. So the young captain put his team in a group of 2 each, all around the cave, about 5-6 of these groups. They are called stops in the military terminology, so that when the firefight starts and the terrorists are trying to run away, these groups will shoot them down. And this captain with 2 more boys, he was the hit team, he was to enter the cave. Now at 5:36 in the morning, everything is set, the stops are in place, captain with 2 boys is now approaching the cave. And at that moment, one of the terrorists probably had come out of the cave to answer the nature's call in the morning, and from about 100 feet above, he fired at this hit team of the captain. And one of the soldiers with the captain, he got a bullet in his thigh and he was down. Now this leader had 3 options. One was to leave this injured here and go for the mission. But then second shot would definitely get this young boy, the injured boy. Second one was to abandon the mission and come back and look after this injured. Now abandoning the mission is not an option. Third is to take this injured along inside the cave and carry on with the mission. But that would hinder the mission. Now all this is happening in a split second. And remember I told you there was a young soldier of 20 years of age who was least expected to do anything because he was young, he was new, he had no experience, he was first time in such an operation. He saw this terrorist firing from top, but he could not aim properly because there were trees. He slid about 6 to 8 feet on the snow, came to a place from where he can take a shot, and he took a shot and dropped the terrorist. Now this young boy, who was least expected to be of any use, proved to be the leader in this group. He made sure the team is safe, he made sure the mission is accomplished, and he made sure his contribution counted. He emerged as a leader. This is how every one of you sitting here and anywhere can emerge as a leader given a situation. Only thing is, you have to understand the situation, you have to take the calculated risk, and you have to have it in you. For a leader, most important thing is, here I must differentiate between a leader and a manager. A leader is the leader of men and women. He motivates men and women to accomplish the mission. A manager is supervisor of the projects. He is least concerned about the men and women executing that project. He is only interested in finishing that project in time. A leader will come along with you, take you along, and tell you to come on, let's do it. A manager would tell you to do it. A leader is interested in the welfare of his team and accomplishment of the mission. The manager is interested in finishing of the job and the bottom line at the end of the quarter, profit loss. We all have these days these Zoom meetings. And before the meeting actually starts, when the last person joins in, there are always that 40-45 seconds or 1 minute where people are joining in and you are exchanging, hello, how are you? And those who are joined in. A leader would ask in those 40 seconds, hello Neha, how are you? How is your mother now? She was not well. I saw your Facebook post, your daughter has won some sports competition. Say my congratulations to her. Now that's a leader talking in those 40 seconds. And the manager would say, hello Neha, aapko wo project diya tha, I had given you the project last week, what is about that? Now Neha, poor thing, is now not in her actual frame of mind to attend the meeting which she had come for. Whereas that leader's 2 seconds talk had pepped Neha so well that she would contribute the maximum in this Zoom meeting. That is leadership. And next is aim. Now, a lot of people, I written a book on Operation Sindoor. A lot of questions can come on Operation Sindoor once I finish the talk. There is a lot of talk in India, why did we accept the ceasefire? Why did we not punish Pakistan more? Now, I'm talking about aim, the mission. When nations go to war, or when the militaries go to war, there is no scope for emotions. It's a very hard thought, mission and aim which has to be achieved. India as a nation went in for this war, Operation Sindoor, with an aim of punishing the terrorists who had carried out Pahalgam. No collateral damage, no military damage, no escalation. And we declared this on the night of 6th and 7th. When Indian Army sent out a tweet, Operation Sindoor, the justice is served. We only hit the terror targets. We did not hit any civilian target. We did not hit any military target. And we are not looking at escalation of war. So for 4 days, when Pakistan tried to escalate, we hit them back on 10th, with 11 of the air bases out of action. And that is when they called up India. They called up the Director General Military Operation, begging for a ceasefire at 3:35 p.m. on 10th of May. We, from the position of strength, we accepted that ceasefire because our aim was achieved. Because we are a responsible democracy, we are a responsible nuclear power, we are a responsible military. We don't want a war to carry on something like Ukraine, which will hurt our economy, which will hurt our people, which will hurt us also. Of course, it will finish Pakistan. But that's not the way serious players play. So, accomplishment of aim is very important. When your aim is achieved, you must understand, either you set a higher aim now, or you say, now I finished my job, let me do something else now. And there's a very important aspect of life which happens in everyone's life. It happens in every business. Crisis management. We all have heard this term, we all have handled crisis. In the army also we have crisis. We have real life crisis. We have crisis right in the middle of operations. When we have an injured person and we are trying to extricate him, we have 2 more injuries. Now we also deal with crisis, but we deal it a little differently. And what I'm going to tell you now is there's something called crisis management. That is when the crisis hit you, you start flapping, you start managing it, and somehow you come out of it. But there is a process called crisis navigation. I written this in my second book. Crisis navigation is, you know your business, you know your vulnerabilities, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know the ups and downs of the market, and you know exactly what can hit you. If you know what crisis can hit you, you must prepare for it. That means you visualize the crisis, you prepare for it in terms of finances, in terms of manpower, in terms of training, in terms of HR, in terms of resources, in terms of expertise. And then you prepare for it, you train for it, you wargame it. We do it in the army. We wargame situations, we wargame contingencies, and then whatever the lessons learned, we fill up those voids, and then we train again. So that on the final day, when the crisis actually hits you, you have the manpower, you have the resources, you have the funds, you have the expertise, and you knew the contingencies which can happen. And then you manage the crisis. You are much better placed than managing a crisis without having visualized or worked for it. Now, after managing a crisis, it's not that it's a party time now. After you have managed the crisis and the crisis is over, now you go back to analyzing why this crisis happened. You reanalyze, you reset, you refocus, you rework out, you reallocate. And wherever the loopholes are, you plug them. And in the end, you make sure this crisis does not reoccur. You change your SOPs, you change everything. If required, change a few people. Now, this is crisis navigation. This is how we do it in the army. Everything we do in the army or the military, we have something called debriefing, and then we have lessons learned. And then we incorporate those lessons in our future planning. And that's very important. Another thing which I was talking to Mr. Bhaskar and Mahavirji when I was on the Zoom call with them, we all have an Indian Penal Code, we have a law of the land, we have the code of conduct, we have the company's rules and regulations, we have the SOPs of the organization. But in the army, we have something more than that. We have something called honor code. Honor code is, it's not a legal term, it's not a documented term, it's not a written term, it's not binding on you. You cannot be held accountable if you don't follow these codes. But it is so honorable to follow this code of conduct that it is an honor code for every soldier. One of the honor code is, Indian Army does not leave anyone behind, not even their dead. Second honor code is, we respect the dead soldier of the enemy. We do not mutilate his body, we do not do anything to his body because he as a soldier died fighting for his country. And we respect that. We respect the ladies. These are unwritten codes of conduct for us. You will never find a soldier who is not immaculately turned out, who is not very well behaved, who is not speaking very politely and nicely to you, who is not giving you due respect. These are honor codes. I'll give you an example from Kargil war. In Kargil, when the Pakistani army came and occupied few of our posts, pickets or hills, Indian army was trying to find out where all Pakistan army has come in. And there was a patrol led by a Subedar Saab, must be around 40 years or 35 years of age, 40 years, 45 years of age, with 10 odd soldiers, who went in to search, if at all, where all Pakistanis are. And this patrol comes under fire. Similarly, this patrol also had a young boy of 20 years of age, with 3 years of service and least experience. I spoke to this young boy, who is now a retired Subedar, Sena Medal Gallantry awardee. This young boy was with the Subedar Saab, and the other patrol people were a little away. When the Pakistanis fired on them, the Subedar Saab died on the spot. And this young boy got a machine gun burst in his thigh. 2 bullets. And other people of the patrol, they got separated out under this fire. And once the fire subsided, this young boy who was himself injured is lying next to the dead body of a Subedar. The Subedar Sahab must be 70 to 80 kgs of weight. This young 20-year-old boy was about 40-45 kgs. The easiest thing for this young boy was to somehow crawl back, get back, come down to a safe place and fall back to his base camp. But what does this young boy do? He did not have rations, he did not have medicines, he did not have the communication means, because all these things were with the other party, which got separated out. This young boy carries the dead body of this Subedar Sahab on his shoulders, at times dragging it for the next 3 days. Surviving only on the melted snow because he had no rations. For 3 days, he carries the dead body of his leader back to the base camp. And once he reaches the base camp, everyone there is questioning him or asking him, why did you have to do it? You know, his reply was, I'll say it in Hindi and then I'll translate. His reply was, साहब, मुझे मालूम था कि अगर मुझे कुछ हो गया तो ये लोग मुझे पीछे छोड़कर नहीं आएंगे. That is honor code. तो मैं सुबेदार साहब को पीछे छोड़कर कैसे आता? But boy was saying, if I knew and I was confident that if something happens to me, they will not leave me behind. They will carry me home. They will send me to my family, even as a dead body. So how could I leave the Subedar Sahab behind? Now, why I am narrating this story to you? Why I am telling these honor codes to you? Because this is the confidence your investor must have in you. That if something goes wrong with the market, with the plan, with the project, this builder will not leave me in a lurch. Now, that is the honor code. That is how you build trust. That is how you motivate your... Because you have to remember this. I get very emotional on this. As a soldier, I am not emotional, but I am emotional on this because some gentleman has worked 40 years in his life in some office, has earned some money, some pension, some savings. He has a marriageable daughter at home. He has a young child studying. Now, he puts this whole money in your trust to buy a home. कि पहले मैं घर खरीद लेता हूँ, first I'll buy a home, and with the balance of the money, I'll marry my daughter. And if as a builder, you don't deliver on time, and then you tell him to pay more money which he has saved for his daughter's wedding, is that honorable? That is where that gentleman's faith in you has to be there, and you have to be transparent. I was talking to the gentleman here, Mr. Mahavir and Mr. Bhaskar. Their only thing which they repeatedly told me was the transparency, the confidence, the faith. We have to be seen as a person who is going to help him, not as a person who is going to make money out of him. Of course, you are sitting in this house, you are sitting in this business, you will make money. Making money is not a bad thing. A lot of people will make comments about the big industrialists. No, sir. Making money is not bad because by making money, you are giving jobs. You are creating jobs. You are making certain families happy. You are increasing the standard of living of the community. You are increasing the GDP of the country. You are increasing the infrastructure, housing. So never feel ashamed of making money. Never feel apologetic about it. But the honor code must remain. You should not be making money at the expense of the people who have shown faith in you. Or make reasonable money, but not that he doesn't get what has been promised. So that's the reason I thought I'll give this example to you. And history will judge you. History will judge you. History will judge CREDAI. History will judge each and every individual who is part of CREDAI. And I will give you a small example from my career. Ma'am had spoken about Article 370 and 35 abrogation. 5th of August 2019, Article 370 was abrogated. I was a Corps Commander in Kashmir. Corps Commander means the line of control, everything you are responsible. All the operations across the line of control inside Pakistan occupied Kashmir. As the Honorable Prime Minister says, घर में घुस के मारेंगे. I am responsible as a Corps Commander. All the operations of counter-infiltration of terrorists I am responsible. All operations inside the valley, counter-terrorist operations, the military component, I am responsible. And then intelligence, the police, liaison, civil, air force, all those things. If I am responsible for everything in Kashmir, with my team like Major Pradeep and my colleagues, Honorable Home Minister came to Kashmir on 26th and 27th of June 2019, 40 days prior to abrogation of Article 370 on 5th of August. I'm talking of how history will judge you. So 26th June, we had a lot of meetings where I was there, Rao, IB, Governor Saab, DGP, Home Secretary, Chief Secretary, all those people were there. And we had meetings from morning till evening with the Home Minister. Last meeting finished at 11 o'clock. So at 11, I went back home. I got a call at 2 in the night that there is a meeting, breakfast meeting with the Home Minister at 7 a.m. next morning. I said, okay, I'll come. 3 o'clock, I get another call. Sir, what would you like to have for breakfast? Now that's quite a difficult one. I said, no, whatever everyone else will have, I'll also have no problem. That's when I was told, no, sir, there's no everyone else. It's only you and the Home Minister. So anyway, I went there. In that meeting, only 2 of us were in the room. There was nobody else. And there were, on the table were dhokla, parathas, and what have you. But more seriously, on the table, the discussion point was, what if we do something big? What can happen in Kashmir? What can happen at the line of control? What can Pakistan do? What can the terrorists do? What can the Hurriyat do? What will the public of Kashmir do? Can there be a mutiny in one of the forces in Kashmir? So this 45 minutes meeting was checking all this. If Pakistan does something, how will we handle it? Can Pakistan do anything? So anyway, I will not go into details. After 45 minutes, the question came, so General Sahab, जिम्मेवारी किसकी होगी? Who is responsible? That everything will go well. Now, easiest thing for me was to say, sir, I will go back, I'll speak to my team, I'll speak with my Chief of Army Staff, I'll discuss it out, and then I'll come back and answer this. Now, if I give this answer, it would show that I am not confident of my job, I am not confident of my team, I am not confident of my boss. It's like you going to a doctor and asking, doctor, I have this problem. He says, okay, let me consult so-and-so specialist, let me consult so-and-so. Then you will say, well, why the hell I have come to you? I might as well go to the specialist. So, for me, the reply was, I'll do this, so I'll speak to my boss and come back. But I didn't do that. What I did was, I said, sir, I take the responsibility, nothing will go wrong. We'll make sure everything remains peaceful. And then I made one statement, which also is part of the movie Article 370. I said, sir, अगर इतिहास लिखना है, तो किसी ना किसी को तो इतिहास बनाना पड़ेगा. If we have to write history, someone has to create history. So I'm so happy and proud that today I'm part of that history creation and history writing, and I'm part of the history. So history will judge you. History will judge you, and in the army we have a lot of family sport, which we say. We are always on the border or in the field areas. Our families handle everything at home. The families which are living in the homes which you have provided, our families never complain कि बाथरूम का टैप लीक कर रहा है, गैस का सिलेंडर खत्म हो गया है, या बच्चे के इतने मार्क्स कम आए हैं, ज़्यादा आए हैं. They stand behind us like a solid rock. And every soldier story is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell my story. My story is, I was not there when my first child was born. I was not there when our second child was born. I was not there when they went to school. I was not there when they finished their school. I was not there when they went to the college. I was not there when they finished their college. And I almost missed my own wedding. Now, that is the story of every soldier. But we are still so motivated. We are still, and if that is not enough, My wife has seen my death news on the television twice. Once when she was 8 months pregnant. But that is the soldier's life, and still he remains motivated. He remains motivated because he feels there is a family within the military which is supporting him. We love our families love the soldier, and soldiers love the nation. And when second time she heard the death news or saw the death news, I was a colonel in the army in Kashmir, 2002. And she was staying in a place called Rani Khet with her 2 children, small children, 5 years, 3 years, and 8 years. She saw this news at 11:30 in the night. And then whole night she's thinking, what will I do with 2 children, with, how will I live my life? Come 6 o'clock in the morning, she gets up, she washes her face, she combs her hair, she changes into a decent dress. In Indian culture, it's very much acceptable if a lady has lost her husband and she has not washed her face, her hair are not combed, or if she is in a dress, whatever dress she is in, it's an accepted thing in our society. But why did she wash her face? Why did she comb her hair? Why did she change into a decent dress? Because her husband was a commanding officer, and commanding officer's orders, nobody says no. 1,000 or 1,200 people on commanding officer's orders lay down their lives. They never question his order. He is like a godfather in the unit. So as a commanding officer's wife, she gets up in the morning, washes her face, combs her hair, wears a decent dress, because she knew the other ladies in the station would come to meet her, to sit with her, to console her. And as a commanding officer's wife, she did not want to be seen as a shattered woman. That is a commitment of families. That is a commitment of families. And we all have weaknesses. We all, have weaknesses in a business, in ourselves, in our own individual, physical or otherwise. Here I'll tell you a story how a weakness should be converted into strength. Weakness should be looked as a strength as to what can I benefit out of it, what can I gain out of it. There was a young 10-year-old boy in Japan. He was a very enthusiastic about being a good judo player. But unfortunately, in a car accident, he loses his left arm. His left arm is amputated from his body. But he still wants to be a judo player, so he goes to many coaches, requesting them to train him. Everyone says, sorry, you don't have a left arm, you can't be a good player. But ultimately, one person accepts him, one coach accepts him. So he tells him, okay, I'll train you. And he tells him one particular hold, जिसको कुश्ती में दाव बोलते हैं, पलटी मारना or whatever. That one particular hold of judo he taught him. He said, okay, practice this. After 15-20 days, this boy comes to the coach. He says, coach, I have practiced it. Now I am expert on it. He said, no, practice more. Another 20 days, again comes to the coach. Coach said, practice more. So third, fourth time when he comes to him, he says, coach, now teach me something more, something else. He said, no, not required. You just keep practicing this hold only. 6 months passed. The coach is not teaching him the second hold. Ultimately, this boy says, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, then the competitions came in. So this boy participates in the competition with the knowledge of only one hold. Anyway, the initial matches he won easily because he knew that hold and he had become expert in it. But when came the quarterfinals, it was a very difficult match. But somehow he could manage the hold and he won. Semifinals again, very difficult, but he somehow won. Now comes the final. He is pitted against a champion who has never lost a bout. He is a champion for last so many years, undefeated champion. And now is his litmus test. This boy is feeling that I know only one hold. How will I now fight this champion? And as was expected, first round he loses badly, second round he loses badly, third round he is losing very badly. And the last 15 seconds he is trying to get that hold. He is not getting it because the champion is too good. Finally, in the last 15 seconds, he gets that hold. When he gets that hold, the champion is trying to get out of it. The champion cannot get out of that hold. And this boy is spinning the champion down with that one hold, and champion is not able to get out of it. And finally, he wins. Now, when he wins, he is himself surprised that I have such a big weakness of no left arm, and still I could win. He goes to the coach and he asks him, "Coach, what happened? How did this happen?" And the coach tells him, he says, "To beat this hold which you have learnt, there is only one way. And that way is the opponent has to grab your left arm and roll you over." And since you do not have the left arm, that is your strength. That is the strength. This is how we have to look at life. Ups and downs will keep coming in life. Like profit-loss statement. I'm sitting amongst the people who deal with profit-loss statement. Your profit-loss statement happens at every quarter. This quarter, end of the quarter, you go into loss, you go to the board, you say, "Sorry, sir, we will do this, we will change this next quarter, and next quarter we'll make up." For a soldier, this luxury of next quarter is not there. Our profit-loss happens every second. As of now, me and my buddy are firing the terrorists down, we are in profit. Next moment, because of my mistake or because of his mistake, I get shot down or he gets shot down, we go into loss. And we do not have the luxury of going to the widow and telling her, "Ma'am, sorry, next quarter we will make up." So we have to win every time. We have to win profit every time, and that's our mindset of a soldier. And I'll give you a small example again, how this mindset can be incorporated in the corporate world. In Kashmir only, when I was there was one Lieutenant Colonel Ratul Kapoor with me. So I was a Lieutenant Colonel, he met me 2-3 times. He had my mobile number. After that, I went my way, he went his way. So in 2024, I bought a color TV from an online platform. And the delivery happened, but the installation was not happening. So I called up this company and they said, "We'll do it." Then few messages, few emails, the way it happens, 8 days, 10 days, nothing moved. Ultimately, I got fed up. I took the screenshots of the emails and the messages and put it on Twitter. That this company's after-sales service is atrocious. And since I have good following in Twitter, everyone started telling the company nonsense, this, that, all that, the way it happens on social media. I get a call from this Lieutenant Colonel Ratul Kapoor, who was there with me in Kashmir. He says, "Sir, share your order number with me, I'll do something." I said, "Not required, it's not a job." I thought some of his relative or some of his friend may be working for this company. I said, "Not required, somebody will do it, and they are all in touch with me." He said, "No, sir, just share your order ID. I'll make sure it gets done." I said, "No, not required, please." But then I asked him, I said, "But why the hell you are interested?" You know what he tells me? He says, "Sir, I left the army 1 year ago." Like Major Pradeep had joined Retd. He says, "Sir, I left the army 1 year ago. Today I work for this company who has sold you this TV." And I said, "Are you in sales or after sales?" He said, "No, sir, I am in the planning, operations, and all those things. I don't deal with sales or after sales." I said, "Then why are you wanting the order ID?" He says, "Sir, I learned one thing in the army, that whenever you work for an organization, you own that organization as your own. You make sure that organization is successful every time. You don't let the organization down. I work for this company now, and they are getting a bad name. I will make sure it is set right. This is the honor code Army has taught me." I was so happy to meet Major Pradeep today. He is working with you as operations officer. Now imagine a soldier from hills had to come down to plains to tell this company to do the job the way they are supposed to do. The person who was getting paid to do this job did not do it for 10 days. And this officer made sure the installation happened in the next 30 minutes. Now that is honor code. That is taking ownership. And it is most important. It is most important. And before I finish and open up for the question and answer, failures will happen. Before that, I would like to narrate one more incident. Love your job. Whatever you're doing, you love your job. Ups and downs will be there. I was in Gujarat University. I did my PhD from there. And every time I go there for some lectures or some viva or something, the vice chancellor will tell me, "Sir, please speak to the students, give them a talk." So I would talk to the students. And one girl asked me a question. She asked me a question, "Sir, what are the challenges in the army as a job?" Army as a job, what are the challenges? And my reply to her was, I'll say it in Hindi because it has to be said in Hindi. My reply was, I said, Army एक job नहीं है, Army मोहब्बत है. Army job नहीं है, Army मोहब्बत है, because I loved my job. Army job नहीं है, Army मोहब्बत है, और मोहब्बत में challenges नहीं होते, मोहब्बत में अफसाने होते हैं. That means if I love my job, it is my love. And when you love something, you don't have challenges, you have legends to tell, you have stories to tell. And those are stories I'm telling here today. Those are the stories I'm telling you. I loved my job for 40 years. I've loved my job even after having been out of the uniform for the last 4 years. And I'll continue to love it till I'm here. That is how it is. Meri maa hai wo organization. It's my mother. If I'm standing here today, I'm not standing here because I was born to a particular father and a mother. I'm standing here because this mother of mine, Indian Army, nurtured me for 40 years. That is how I love my mother. And before I finish and take the questions, any question other than politics and religion is welcome. And failures will happen. Failures are part of game. Rise from the failure. Expect the failure to hit you. Prepare for it, like I said, crisis navigation. But never get cowed down by a failure. Because failure is an event, not a person. Like this event is going on. Someone was given the responsibility because he or she was doing it very well. And now the lights go off, the mics go off, the screen goes off, or whatever, the computer packs up. That does not mean that person is a failure. That means this event failed. That person will do the similar event or a bigger one tomorrow much better. So never get cowed down or never get bowed down by a failure. Get up and face it. टूटना बुरी बात नहीं है. टूटना बुरी बात नहीं है, टूटकर बिखरना भी बुरी बात नहीं है. टूटना बुरी बात नहीं है, टूटकर बिखरना भी बुरी बात नहीं है. टूटकर जुड़ना हिम्मत है, टूटकर जुड़ना हिम्मत है, और जुड़कर उड़ना हिम्मत है. Thank you very much. I'm not sure whether I overshot the time or not, but I'll definitely take questions if there are any.
Lieutenant General Dhillon Sahab said, did I overshoot? Time कौन देख रहा था?
That's so sweet of you.
घड़ी कौन देख रहा था? We were just mesmerized. You just took us back to our own conscience. And therefore, I would request if you have questions, please put your hands up right now. In case you had anything or any anecdotes or... अच्छा, देखिए ढिल्लों साहब जो पूछने वाले हैं उनका नाम सुन के ना आपको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, आपको आज़ादी की याद आएगी. बताइए आपका नाम.
Sir, this is Subhash Chandra Bose from Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam.
Wonderful, sir. Salute, my hero.
Yeah.
मैंने कहा
Nice
था,
meeting you,
please.
sir. Yeah, nice meeting you, sir. And I am also cleared CDSC when I'm in graduation. Unfortunately, I'm not through in SSB, Service Selection Board. Here only, Kabban Road, yeah. And one few questions I will ask you, sir. I am also having some knowledge in services and NDA, regarding NDA, National Defense Academy and other things too. Especially in our journey, we saw so much of transparency and transformation in each and every industry. But whereas when it comes to defense, from the right beginning, over the years and years, the same kind of atmosphere, the same kind of training programs, and what I feel, my personal opinion, lagging behind some technical upgradation, especially technology kind of things. As a long services man, and also you witnessed so many victories, and also your pride movement, I'm asking you, I think, is there any lagging behind, because ours is a largest country with 130 crores of population is leading towards 150 crores in future. So in such a diversified country, what are the challenges in future for our India in all three forces, Navy, Air Force and Army?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll just answer this first one.
And apart from that,
Can we have one question at a
Yeah.
time, please?
I speak
Yeah.
from heart. I never note down.
Please.
First of all, please sit down. First of all, do we plan or is there any planning behind it? The computers came to India in our offices in 1990, roughly around 1989-90. I did my 11th from school. I did my BA, Bachelor of Arts, without any science subjects from NDA. I joined infantry, which is supposed to be a foot soldiering, and I was in Kashmir. In 1988, I get a letter to come to Mao in Madhya Pradesh for a computer aptitude test. Because they saw my profile, they thought this man has the aptitude. They called me for computer aptitude. Planning ki baat kar raha hu. I'm talking planning. They picked up a person, BA, who is posted in Kashmir from infantry to come for computer aptitude test, my organization, army. I appeared for aptitude test in 1988. 1989, they sent me for a course. I was best student. 1990, they sent me for advanced computer course. I was the best student again. I was writing programs in Pascal, COBOL, Fortran, the languages which most of the people sitting here would not even know. So that is the planning of Indian Army. We plan, and then I was the Director General of Perspective Planning. In addition to Kashmir, I have 4 tenures in some directorate called Director General Perspective Planning. This directorate has a vertical called Strategy. Strategy looks at Indian Army strategies, all our enemy strategies, all our potential enemy strategies. How they are today and how they will be after 15 years. They look at our weapon systems, they look at their weapon systems, and they look at the technologies which are evolving in the world, and how they would be after 15 years, and which enemy or which likely enemy can get which technology from whom. And accordingly, we look at our own technology and weapon systems and our own defense research organization, our own private industry, and we start researching for those technologies, R&D. And then we develop it over next 15 years. After that, we do the force structuring based on the next 15 years threats which the strategy has given and the technology has given. Then we have the long-term perspective plans prepared for 15 years, every 5-year plan. We have 5-year plan, 5-year plan, 5-year plan for next 15 years, and every 5-year plan has further division of 1-year plan. As to this year, we are going to do this, next year, we are going to do this. By that time, 3rd year, our technology of that weapon would somehow be successful, and we will include that. That is our planning. And then we do the budget allocation based on 15 years plans. India does it for 5-year plans, we do it for 15-year plans. Panchvarshya Yojana हमारी होती है इंडिया की. Indian Army Defense Forces do it for 15 years. I was heading that organization, which makes these plans. And that is, I'll give you another example of Operation Sindoor. Now, it was more or less, no soldier crossed the border, no tank crossed the border, no RT crossed the border. It was an air defense battle which was going on. Major Pradeep is from air defense. Now, what is air defense? Air defense is something is coming onto you in the air and you shoot it down. Now, if we had the money, we would have S-400s. Now, everyone knows what S-400 is. S-400s all across the border from Siachen to Gujarat. But unfortunately, we do not have that type of money. And we cannot fire S-400 onto incoming drone. So what do? We have air defense weapons which are handheld guns, which are shoulder-fired missiles, which are shoulder-fired rockets, which are mobile self-propelled like Major Pradeep self-propelled guns. And we have legacy systems for last 60 years. And how do we, some are from Russia, some are from India, some are upgraded, some are not upgraded. And we have the drones coming, we have the missiles coming. How do we identify the detection? Then we have to designate to a weapon system. Radar will detect, it will designate to the weapon system will destroy it. So detection, designation, destruction happens in few seconds. Now we have a weapon system of 1960s and we have S-400 of 2023. Now how do we integrate this? This was planning. There's something called Akash Tir. I written it in my book, the 3rd book, Operation Sindoor. We integrated this whole thing, that we will detect everything which is coming and we will destroy everything which is coming by the most appropriate weapon system. And they will all talk to each other. That is the planning. So I think Indian Defense Forces are the most well-planned organizations. We don't talk about it.
Just
And now coming to the future of three defense forces, we are future ready and we are future prepared. And it's like you buy an iPhone today and tomorrow it's obsolete. The technology is evolving so fast, and we are a high-end technology, low-number systems. We will have, like I said, this detection and all those things. We have high-end technology, but we need only 20 systems. And then what do? Who will produce these 20 systems for you at the cost? So those are the challenges, but we are doing very well in this. Thank you.
just one question, Lieutenant General, sir. Thank you for letting us know that ceasefire at Operation Sindoor was the right decision which Government of India did, and we all are proud of Indian Army and government. There have been an official statement by the Indian Army stating that there is no collateral damage also, that we are very proud of it and we are happy about it. As everybody knows, there are a lot of rumors rumors or whatever being spread on social media, which says there were a couple of aircrafts which were hit by Pakistani army. So we go by the army's official statement and we accept that.
No, don't do that. I will tell you the reason.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I cut my
Logic must be
question
accepted.
short because you made it easier. Thank you.
Thank you. Firstly, the casualties. You know, when we say we have no casualties and Pakistan says Pakistan has no casualties, on 14th of August 2025, that is Pakistan's Independence Day, Pakistan awards 138 gallantry awards posthumously. They call them Shaheed. The people, military men who died during Operation Sindoor, 138 were awarded the gallantry awards posthumously by Pakistan. And that list was published on Sama TV of Pakistan. I have given the details in my book. The list was published on 14th August evening on Sama TV, Pakistan channel. And moment everyone came to know 138 dead have been granted awards, or awarded gallantry awards, that means actual dead must be more than 400 or 500. So when everyone questioned, they immediately pulled back that list. But it is there on Sama TV. Everyone is aware of it. So much for the casualties. Pakistan hides their casualties. Pakistan does not honor their dead. Like I said, we have an honor code. We also honor the enemy's dead. In Kargil war, Pakistan left their soldiers on our land. And when we offered them to take the dead bodies, they refused to do it. We gave them a decent burial as per the religious rites of their community on our land. Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, that time Lieutenant Colonel Y.K. Joshi, commanding officer 13 Jacrif, under the supervision of Maulvi Saab with proper prayers, we buried their dead on our soil. That is our honor code. One of the son of those who died in Kargil, Pakistani soldiers, their one son got, talking to me on social media. And he says, sir, my father was there, but I get no recognition that my father died fighting for this nation. Whereas we recognize the soldiers who laid down their lives, their children are given, sort of a privilege in medical colleges, engineering colleges, educational institutions and all. And the Veer Naris are given the, honor throughout their lives. In my unit, we are honoring the third generation of the soldiers who died in Second World War. We go that far because we take pride in the soldiers who lay down their lives. So that is about the casualties. Secondly, about this 50, 60, 70 or whatever. Pakistan claims they shot down 5 aircrafts, 50. Their Prime Minister declared it in Pakistan. He goes to Turkey after the war is over, he says 60. He goes to United Nations, after a few days he makes it 70. And I don't know he has traveled after that or not, or what he said. So why this 50, 60, 70? You said this is a propaganda by Pakistan Army. No, sir. It's not a propaganda by Pakistan, it's a propaganda by weapons lobby. There was first time in the history 2 nuclear powers came to war with each other. If you don't count Kargil, which was a localized skirmish. First time in the history of the world, 2 nuclear powers came to war. There were Chinese weapons on Pakistani side, radars, aircrafts and guns, and there were American F-16s and all, and there were Turkish drones and all. On the Indian side, there were Indian weapon systems, there are joint venture weapon systems like BrahMos, there are Soviet Russian weapon systems like S-400, and the French weapon systems like Rafales. Now, when these two blocks were fighting each other in real time, in real war, the whole world is observing who is going to be the winner. Any side which wins will get all the orders of the world order of the weapon systems of future. So the Chinese and Americans didn't want the India to be declared outright winner, so that their weapon orders don't dry out. So they came out with this bogey or narrative of 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. And now calling who won, who lost. Who won, who lost. In olden days, there used to be territory captured, there used to be prisoners of war taken, like we took 93,000 prisoners in 71 in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. We liberated whole of East Pakistan. The territory is in our hands, the prisoners are with us, so the winner is very clear. Now today, when no one crossed the border, how do you decide who won? No territory captured, no prisoners of war. Now I'll tell you who won. On 6th or 7th of May, when we hit 9 terror targets with precision, and Pakistan knew we are going to do something, their Prime Minister himself has said, कि हमें मालूम था अगले 4 दिन में कुछ होने वाला है. Now, if they had a 4 days warning and still they could not intercept even a single missile of ours, that is victory. In Bahawalpur, you've seen the Masjid Subhanallah, you've seen the dome ruptured, you've seen the floor ruptured and the basement, the missile went into the basement and killed the Masood Azhar's relatives. We had the intelligence that they're sitting in the basement, which has got 2 layers on top. So we selected a weapon system which would breach the roof, which would breach the floor and go into the basement and explode. With the accuracy of 10 meters by 10 meters at that range, that is victory. When on 10th of May, they tried their level best to hit us for 4 days, they couldn't. And on 10th of May, when we hit the 11 air bases, with the aircraft standing on ground with inside the hangars, and they again could not intercept even a single missile of ours, that is victory. When they were flying at 314 kilometers inside the international boundary, and we could hit that aircraft at 314 kilometers inside the longest range in the history of air-to-air or ground-to-air engagement, now that is victory. When we hit that aircraft at more than 300 kilometers, all their air bases are within 300 kilometers from the international boundary. Their pilots refused to fly. And then they went begging for a ceasefire to America and Saudi Arabia. We didn't accept it. We said it's a bilateral thing. We don't deal with the multilateral thing. Then at 3:35 p.m. on 10th of May, their Director General Military Operation, I've given all these details in the book, Operation Sindoor. 3:35 p.m. on 10th May, their Director General Military Operation picks up the phone, calls up Indian Director General Military Operations, and begs for ceasefire. Now that is victory. When we, being in a position of strength, we could have hit them more militarily, economically, but being a responsible nuclear state, being a responsible democracy, being a responsible country, we accepted their plea of ceasefire. Now that is victory. Thank you.
So one last question actually. Whatever happened in recent past, like America, what it did in Venezuela and all of that, I mean, how well we are prepared? I mean, is there anything possible, something like that to happen in India also, or we are very much, stronger? I mean.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what happened in Venezuela and can it happen in India, or what we did in Operation Sindoor? Why didn't even a single country in the world ask us, why did you do it? Because of people like you. Because you made sure we are the 4th largest economy in the world. When you are rich and when you are powerful, no one questions you. And we are the 4th largest economy in the world. Let's be very clear about it. World is not happy about it. They're jealous of our growth. So let's not be any doubt that someone is feeling very nice that India is growing. No, sir. They are not feeling nice. They're feeling jealous of it. And they're only looking for opportunities. But the only problem with that is they cannot get an opportunity because we are the 4th largest economy. We are the mighty military. We are the 6th largest population, or we are 1/6 of the world in population. Even if they make a needle, they will have to come to India to sell it. We are a market. We are the world's biggest democracy. We have the political will to take decisions. Now, those are our strengths. And we are only growing at 6, 7, 8%, where the world is reeking at 1, 2%. So future is ours. The only thing we have to do is our human resource of 130 crore, 140 crore was talked about. We made to make sure they are enabled. They are enabled in education, they are enabled in technology, they are enabled in skill. Because a human resource which is enabled and which is empowered is an asset. And a human resource which is not enabled is a liability. So we need to make sure we grow and we grow well. And I think you are a great contributor in that. Thank you.
जलने दो जलने वालों को एक आखिरी सवाल from a young person who's here, Prarthana. The mic is yours. मौका है. Go for it.
Firstly, namaste, sir. I'm Prarthana. So I have a very simple question.
Simple questions have difficult answers.
What is your word for younger generations or for the youths like me? Because we have a lot of fears to come out of our comfort zone kind of things. So what is your word for us?
Thank you. See, I dealt with this topic in my second book, Wafadari, Imandari, Zimmedari, War Room to Boardroom. Gen Z, every time I go to a corporate world, this is a question which has come from a different angle. The question is always how to handle Gen Z, how to handle the challenges of Gen Z. And my reply is, Gen Z is a challenge for everyone other than Gen Z themselves. But problem is, we sit in this hall with 30, 40, 50 years of age behind us, and we talk about the youngsters. Have we ever gone to their group and sat there and seen what they are discussing about us? They are a new generation. They are a generation full of ideas. You know, we just because we are in that chair or in that position, either being a father or a grandfather or a CEO or a manager or whatever, that we can dictate. We dictate and we kill the initiative which these children come with. You know, initiative or idea which these people have, they are definite. See, if you go by the theory of evolution, they are definitely more evolved than us. They are a better generation, they are better people, they are better DNA. And if they have the idea is you have to nurture an idea. Idea is a very, sort of soft thing, very fragile thing. Giving an example, idea is something like a lady conceiving a child. Now you have to nurture that womb, the mother, the baby for 9 months. You have to make sure no harm comes to the baby or the mother. Then infancy, then the adulthood, childhood, then education, then job, then this, that. And then after some 50-odd years, that idea becomes Nelson Mandela. And how can you just kill an idea because it's coming from a 20-year-old boy or a girl? You have to respect that they are a more intelligent generation. And for this generation, I would like to just give one example. Just one request. Respect elders, not for anything else, but their age and their concerns for you. What you see as interference with your life, it is their concern. When your father tells you to get home by 7, he is not interfering with your life, he is concerned about your safety. He is concerned about your well-being. So respect that. After that, you do what you feel is correct. But don't say that, Papa, you don't know what you are saying. I know more. No girl, no boy, you don't know more because you have seen less summers and winters than him. He's seen more number of years on this earth. So respect their concerns for you. Make sure your ideas are told. Never keep quiet just because you feel you may not be accepted, this idea may not be accepted. You may just have killed a unicorn if you don't give your idea. So must speak up. Speak with confidence but respectfully. Thank you.
I request you to move to the center of the stage where we can see you, where we can honor you, where we can stand for you, and where we can express our immense gratitude to you. May I invite Mr. Bhaskar, Mr. Mehboob, please step up on stage. Joint Secretary National, Retd, Sikh कोई जाट मराठा, कोई गुरखा कोई मद्रासी, सरहद पे मरने वाला हर वीर था भारतवासी, जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर वो खून था हिंदुस्तानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। आज उनके कुर्बानियों के बारे में, आज देश के हर उन फौजियों के बारे में बताकर and relating it so beautifully to the audience here, to the Desh Ke Yuva, to everybody in the audience, you have inspired us for a lifetime. And I deeply thank you for doing this, Lt Gen Dhillon. We are honored to have your presence. Thank you once again, and the audience can show their appreciation and respect for every soldier that he represents, for every story that he has shared with us at SouthCon 2026 with a heartfelt round of applause. More than words can say, you'll agree with me, it has been the most incredible session of these 2 days. And I know that you will want to express it with more than just words. Thank you once again for coming all the way to be with us. We have to make use of the opportunity of having Lieutenant General Saab here. Can I request Team K Nest to please come up? Sir, आप 2 मिनट रुकें, आप ही के हाथों से अगर ये felicitation हो पाए. Team K Nest, Mr. Belafine and Miss Trishala, you can step up on stage. The other photographs can wait for a few minutes. I request everybody to have patience. Team Ultratech, Mr. John and Mr. Srivatsa, can you please come up on stage? As well as Mr. Anil Bihari, AGM, State Bank of India. You can come up and receive the honor at the hands of our esteemed speaker and guest of honor we have in our midst. The organizers of Retd would also like to thank Mr. Yunus Khan, General Manager, Lalit Ashok and Mr. Hari from the creative side. Thank you so much indeed. From Ultratech, the team which is here, thank you so much for enabling this. You're indeed lucky to be honored at the hands of Lieutenant General Kanwaljit Singh Dhillon, PVSM, UYSM, YSM, VSM, who has been in our midst. Mr. Rohan from KNS, you would probably go across as quickly as you can.